because next up, we're here to talk about our homies of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to start or do you want to start?
You start.
Okay.
Who's your homie of the week?
Well, listen up. This week, I didn't even expect to make a homie of the week segment this week until yesterday when I was playing Call of Duty with our mutual friend Shawn, who, for those of you guys who have watched my story videos, you've probably heard me refer to him as Sam. Right. Sam is like the fake name that I give to Shawn. Shawn, we talked about him very, very early on this show. Like, I'm talking like episode 2 or 3 or something like that. But he's been around for so much shit that, like, we have to double back. Like, there's no way we can just tell a couple Shawn stories and be like, oh, okay. He's been there for fucking everything, dude. Like, that's our boy, right? And Shawn is probably my most unique friend.
Oh, yeah.
When I think of, like, people who say crazy shit, it's Shawn.
Yeah.
You see, one time, we had this mutual friend named Danielle, who was like a normal girl, pretty girl, that kind of thing. We invited her over to Shawn's house because she wanted to come throw in on our bag of and do some with us. Shawn, obviously being, the owner of the function we're meeting up at, it was his apartment that we were all going to hang out at and get fucked up. I pitch it to him. I'm like, hey, Shawn, like, me and Kyle are already here. What do you think if I invite Danielle over? She's someone I trusted, good friend of mine, someone that, like, I'd happily invite to my function, right?
Yeah.
Shawn says, yeah, absolutely. Just ask her if she can come over with no socks on.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, like, what do you mean by that? Shawn is very open about his foot fetish. Like, very, like, aggressively open.
Yeah.
So he tells Danielle, who is a girl that he's had a crush on for ages, he's like, yeah, she can come over, but, like, she can't wear any socks.
Right.
And, like, I'm sitting here like, holy fuck, I can't believe I'm the messenger for this.
Right.
But yet I relay this to Danielle, knowing that she'd probably be cool with it, because I knew her pretty well. I say to Danielle, I'm like, Shawn wants you to come over, but, like, with no socks on. Right. Immediately, she's like, all right, no problem. But can I bring my friend over? She has this other guy that she brought with her to our function, which, mind you, isn't her boyfriend, isn't even a guy that she's, like, hooking up with or anything. Just a guy who, like, was very nice. From what I remember, he was a cool guy. Got along with it great and happened to be there. She comes over with no socks on. Shawn's ecstatic, bro. He can't believe she hasn't. I remember him numerous times offering to rub her feet. All right, very, very into it. Obviously, that didn't happen. Danielle, the only reason she agreed to coming over with no socks on, even though she wasn't into Shawn, is because every time she got to come over to Shawn's house from a girl's perspective, it was a lot of free.
Yeah.
Like, she was doing all her, she was smoking her, she was drinking her liquor, and she threw for very little of it.
Right.
So, like, from her perspective, it was like, hey, just take my socks off and, like, I get fucked up for the night. So it's great.
Yeah.
And we went through the night, all of us hanging out, me, you, Shawn, Danielle, and her friend, who I don't even remember the kid's name at this point. We go through the night. We're doing a bunch of coke. We're getting fucked up. Finally, like, 4 a.m. comes around, and Shawn announces to us, as all of us are sitting in the bedroom, he's like, I'm going to go to sleep. At first, that's all he says. We're like, dude, cool. Great news, Shawn was the kind of guy who, like, he would always tell us if we were about to invite a girl over, he's like, dude, I really like her. I want to talk to her. He would never say anything to her. It's like Danielle, despite requiring that she came over with no socks, he never acted on that, besides the occasional inquiry. He never really acted on that. He goes to sleep, and we're all sitting in his living room, still fucked up, geeked off, because plenty of our bag was still left. He goes into his mom's bedroom instead of his own, which is a little weird, but, like, we don't think anything of it. About 20 minutes later, he comes back out. And mind you, our friend Shawn is like, how do I describe him appropriately? This is my boy. I love this guy so much. Like, Shawn's literally one of my closest friends, dude. I would kill someone for this guy. But, like, listen, Shawn comes out of his mom's room with a box of Kleenex tissues in his hand. And he announces to all of us, while presumably his medication had worn off, because he had some medication, and he still has medication. It's pretty strong. His meds had worn off. He comes out of his mom's room with the box of tissues, and he's like, listen. And he looks very intently at at Danielle over all of us.
Yeah.
He stares her down. He's like, if you guys aren't going to bring me some tissues and lotion and help me fucking jack off, then get the fuck out of my apartment. And like, we're all stunned because he's never said something like this. Like, we're all like, yo, like, what do you, like, I get you've done something with us, but what the fuck are you talking about, Shawn? And he just storms back in his room. We're all sitting in the living room still frozen, almost in fear, like we're about to get sexually assaulted by this guy. And Danielle, she's sitting in silence, but her guy friend.
I think one detail that actually enhances the story is it actually wasn't his room he was in.
His mom's.
Right. He was in his mom's room.
I mentioned that.
Yeah.
I mentioned that.
Yeah.
So he goes back into his mom's room. Danielle's silent, but her friend, the guy that she brought with, who, mind you, just drove her there as a friend and was like there to hang out with us. He'd never met us. We're making friends. He's like, I can leave if you guys want. Like, he was very uncomfortable. He's like, I can leave if you guys want. And we're like, I remember saying, I was like, yeah, like, it's probably smart. You know, I know Shawn well enough. I've been around him enough times to know, like, when he crashes out, you got to get the fuck up out of there. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So they left, and I had nowhere to go that night because this was during one of the times where my mom kicked me out. So it's like, all right, well, I got to sleep on my boy's couch while he aggressively stim faps for like 4 hours or go sleep on my mom's porch and get arrested. I knew what I was picking, you know? And if I remember correctly, I think, I might be wrong, but I think I even called the Uber myself. Like, I think I paid for it because I was just like, dude, like, just please get out as soon as possible. Like, I don't want to be in the middle of this situation.
Right.
I remember the following day, Shawn wakes up. I wake up on his couch and I'm on the balcony smoking. He comes out and he just like hits it. He's like, oh, he does a little stretch. He's like, how'd you sleep, bro? And I'm like, terribly, dude. You tried to like get Danielle to jack you off and like bust her feet out and you made everyone really uncomfortable. And he was like, what? Like, he was so stunned. He was like disgusted with himself. He was like, what are you fucking talking about? I had to call Danielle back over to like reconcile. Yeah. And be like, I was like, Danielle, listen, Shawn wasn't in the right mind space. And then Shawn he was saying to her, he was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I would never say that. But then, despite me thinking for all these years that Shawn has like forgotten about this, literally last night we're playing Call of Duty together. We're playing Black Ops 7. We're in the party chat together. And he says out of nowhere, he's like, dude, I can't believe Danielle didn't ask me to rub her feet. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you damn near had a gun to the side of the chick's head. You scared her so bad. Like, what are you talking about? And he remembered none of it. He was like, what? Like, I just thought she would ask me for that. I thought she liked me. Wow. And I'm like, yo, you scared her so. You're the king of scaring the girls. You scare the hoes every time. You know? Like, Shawn's literally the go to that shit. Do you also remember how many times we would go over to his apartment and his mom would yell at us?
Yeah.
Through the wall?
Right. Yeah. She would come into this camera, this like intercom.
Come in is a loose term.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
He had this like security system on the wall, right? Where like he had alarms on all his doors and windows, but then his mom had this like camera system mounted up and a speaker attached to this little panel on the wall. And when Kyle and I would go over to Shawn's house, every now and then, it's not every time, far from it, but every now and then, his mom would jump on the speaker and just start screaming. Like, she'd be like, Shawn, who are these fucking kids in my house? Get the fuck out of my, like, this crazy shit. And he'd have to go, he'd be like, oh, hold on, guys, my mom's on the speaker. And he'd go over to the speaker and like defuse her. And after a while, you and I got verified through those because his mom screamed at us so many times and then would like watch the cameras and see that we weren't drugging her son.
Us. Yeah.
She was like, oh, Kyle and Nick are kind of cool. Like, they don't scam my son. Because the other thing about Shawn is like, Shawn was very gullible and still is, you know. Shawn, like, I don't want to get into his like personal business too much, but he has some mental health issues that require medication. And those medications, I think, almost like domesticate him in a weird way. Where like he like is very like, dude, if I wanted to go to Shawn's house and like steal $100 out of his bedroom, it would be really easy.
Right.
You know, that's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
So like as a friend, I always felt like a almost responsibility to protect him from that.
Right.
You know, like you and I did that a lot, bro. Like we would genuinely look out for him getting finessed. And like I think his mom realized that.
That
was
could
like,
be.
oh,
that could
because dude, you remember that kid named Josh who came and lived at his house for 2 weeks and stole all the shit out of his mom's bedroom?
Yeah, he stole his wallet, I think.
Bro, he stole Shawn's wallet. He stole all the jewelry out of his mom's jewelry box while she was over at her boyfriend's house.
Yeah.
And like just lived there. And Shawn was just like, well, I asked him to leave and he wouldn't.
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to do?
I remember we were ready to beat that kid's ass one night. Yeah. Yeah.
His name was Josh Harris. And you know, Josh still owes me $15. I think it's 13 actually.
I believe it.
He owes a lot of people more like $5 to $15 is like the debt range for that guy. You can't trust him with that shit.
Yeah.
You know? But Shawn let him live there for a week and this guy just ran his fucking pockets. And like he would do that all the time. Because like literally like Shawn was a smart fucking guy who like understood things.
Right.
But his medication would fry him.
Yes.
It would fry him. And then he'd smoke and take his on top of his meds, which like I don't know what his meds exactly were, but like they were strong.
And then he'd get a little drunk on top of it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I remember the nights we used to go over and play Monopoly.
Yep.
With him, dude.
Yep.
So whenever I would buy a bag when I was younger in like 2019 during my peak I guess Chronicles era is the way to refer to it, 2019 summer, Shawn's house was the place I would go. Always. His apartment was open. He was an amazing host who like had clean cups for water and like did his dishes and shit.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And we would bring the bag over there and we would stay up till probably sunrise every night playing Monopoly. You were there too.
Yep.
For all of it.
Yep.
And my favorite thing about him is he would be in such a delirium, like from the combination of liquor and his meds. He would never make a fair trade. Like this guy would get Boardwalk and trade it to me for like a purple, like a $100 property because he's like, bro, I want to be a good friend. You know?
Yeah, he was the worst Monopoly player.
Like objectively, as like poor decision making Shawn did throughout his life, he's also one of the greatest friends I've ever had. He's such a down motherfucker, dude. He's so legit. But like you have to look out for him. Yeah. Because like he can't even be trusted with his own self.
Right.
This is my friend who some of you guys maybe heard this story. One time as peak phase for me, we were getting these quote unquote gummy bears, right? Shawn was doing them. I was doing them. A lot of my friends back in sophomore year were doing them. This was the summer before you transferred to our school. So you weren't even in our like friend group yet, right?
Okay.
But Shawn, and I tried these gummy bears. I don't think they were real Alp. They were like obviously some fake chemical just dripped onto the gummy bears. But one time Shawn had a whole bag of these Sour Patch Kids that were dripped in this like fake chemical. And he had a pet rabbit who got into the bag of his gummies and ate God knows how many and literally died for like 2 weeks. This rabbit went into a coma. And Shawn was inviting us over every day, and we go into his room and look at his rabbit cage, and this rabbit is just like keeled over, like drooling on himself. And we're like, bro, Shawn, like your rabbit's dead. Yeah. And he's like, no, he's just sleeping. He's sleeping. Lo and behold, Shawn was fucking right. Bro, yeah. 2 weeks after his rabbit ate the gummies, that motherfucker woke up and lived like 5 more years. Like we were all telling him like, dude, Shawn, you're literally keeping a dead rabbit in your cage right now. And he's like, no, he's fucking sleeping. He hadn't ate in 2 weeks. He never took him to the vet. Like, the rabbit fucking woke up and just pushed it through the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And from then onward, I was like, damn, like that's the guy right there.
Yeah, that was incredible.
You know? He sometimes every now and then has moments of like complete nonsense, you know, like every now and then he'll just say the craziest shit. Like last night, as I was saying earlier, him and I were playing Call of Duty. Kyle joined our voice chat. And in the middle of our conversation, there's a moment of silence. And this guy, Shawn, just goes, I used to play Russian roulette every day by myself.
Yeah. Yeah, he just randomly brought
which was
that
not
up.
true.
Probably not.
No, that was not true.
Almost definitely.
Sean's
not.
never owned a gun, Kyle.
No.
I know him well enough to say that with certainty.
Yeah.
But like he says random
He's also
shit.
very against guns, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's the most pacifist guy I know.
Yeah.
But like he blurts out crazy shit every now and then. He is like, if I look back at all my friends that I want to get on the podcast, besides yourself, Sean's literally the top of my food chain.
Yes, for me as well.
Like
I would
Sean
love to have him
is
out
the
here.
funniest motherfucker I know, dude. I love that fucking guy.
Yeah.
He is the single funniest motherfucker I know. Completely unintentionally. Like he will be dead motherfucking serious when he says everything.
Right.
And you just gotta sit there like, yeah, bro.
Right.
For sure. When he used to work at Cracker Barrel and he would tell us how his coworkers were trying to stab him to death in the freezer.
Right. In the nuts.
And it's like, Sean, that's not real. That's like your medication.
Right.
You know? But he's also the most positive, like, I don't know what he exactly has, so I don't want to be disrespectful. He is the most positive, mentally ill guy I know.
Yes.
Like, he'll just like every now and then randomly bring up his symptoms. Like, he'll be like, dude, you know how I hear the skateboarders whispering through my door? I just realized they're not real. It's like, oh, fuck yeah, Sean. Like, good for you, dude.
Can we take a little intoxication intermission?
You want to?
Yeah.
How many intermissions is this?
Ready?
It's time to film.
Yeah. Okay.